What is up everyone, my name is Amin and welcome back to another one on the A-Team channel. So today's one is all about the big one, which of course is the creative writing question 5 in the GCSE English Language Paper 1. So get your pen and papers out as I'm about to share some tasty inside tips that can not just allow you to crush this question, but it can also drastically get you jumping at least a grade or two. And if you watch it all the way until the very end, what I even share a cheating hack that will even make it easier for you to do so. So if that sounds interesting, then let's get into it. But right before we get into that, guys, I really appreciate some of you reaching out and dropping DMs on Instagram, and I've been doing my very best to respond to those. What I will suggest to you is maybe you can share your comments down here below, as it could very well help others like yourself in the very same position. Also guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That can help give you an edge in 2020, 2021 and beyond. So hit that notification bell, sit back and let's get into it. So when it comes to crushing question 5, a lot of you simply seem to fall into the fray. And by far and large, the most common thing I've seen students do is simply staring point blank at the page and acting like you're in a French exam or something. Je ne comprends pas. Now, if this is you, then lo and behold, you've just found yourself in the right place. So when it comes to question 5, and it really makes no difference whether you choose the picture or the description, what you're looking to do, and do make a note of this here, is to demonstrate to the examiner that you have a variety in your writing style and the ability to demonstrate the skills within this specification. Now, I can already hear some of you mouthing off at your screens about that and saying, Amin, that's all good you saying that. You're an English teacher. You know, you want to know a secret? Well, it's not actually a secret. I used to suck at English when I was studying it at GCSE. I was a huge waffler, just going round and round in circles. You know, the question would be asking me something and I would go around so much so that there were more questions arising from my response to the actual question itself. Basically, it was like a cover-up to hide what I didn't know what to say. So listen guys, you may think it sounds cool or fun to act smart like the way I thought I did, but it doesn't get you anywhere. And truthfully speaking, this is a test. And look, hate it or love it, you simply have to get through it. So do pay close attention to some of the things I'm going to say. So firstly, before you even look at this question, before you even walk into the exam room, for this paper, you need to do some homework on this question. Look, there's a very simple correlation here, and that is the students that do well have prepared well. That's the general trend for everything. And with 40 marks at stake and half the marks of the paper, you don't want to be taking this question lightly, as this could be the deciding factor in your overall grade. You know, there's a saying in martial arts that you win the fight in the training camp, not on the day of the fight. You shouldn't be going into the exam looking for shortcuts or an opportunistic way to fluke a grade. To be genuinely honest with you, it wouldn't even work for a question like this. You need to dedicate time and effort, and if there's one thing you can take away from this today, and that is, this isn't just about English or maths. Education is much more than that. The journey you experience through all of this difficult moments teaches you more about yourself than you may actually get to realize right now. Anyway, look, those are some wise words from yours truly today. So what do I mean by expanding your thoughts? Basically, you want to think a little bit outside the box. So when you're given the opening title of a creative piece or a picture, you don't want to just limit yourself to this. You want to ask yourself, how can I develop something around this? And this is exactly why I said earlier that it shouldn't matter which one you pick, whether it be the picture or the title. That shouldn't really make the difference here. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously you'll favor one more than the other, but some students will walk in always picking the picture and begin writing paragraph after paragraph, trying to describe the picture and how amazing we're supposed to picture it all. I mean, just hearing that, you can see the very limitations within that sort of a response. This is why I just stated you need to open up your mind a little bit more and think about relating your choice to a setting, maybe focusing on a particular character or adding a subtle change to make it more dramatic and tense. You see, the whole idea is to vary emotions to the reader. That is how you hook them in, and also that is how you crush this question. So this neatly flows in from a previous point. Far too many students will walk in and have some sort of an idea, and maybe you plan for a couple of minutes and start writing page after page. and when you read it, you just think to yourself, where the heck is this going? Like, there seems to be no direction, no real connection to anything either. Like I've stated in my previous videos, make sure to plan, guys. You should be spending around 15 minutes on this question just planning alone. I know that might sound like a lot of time to you guys, but if you plan really well and if you follow the advice I give to you at the very end of the video, then writing for half an hour will do more good for you than writing for 45 minutes straight. Remember, it's not the quantity, but rather the quality that you present. Planning enables you to acquire those marks to crush this question and this paper overall. A lot of the time, students ask me, so can you show me a model response of how I should write? And the answer is yes, of course I can. In fact, if you want a part 2 to this video, then if enough of you suggest this in the comment section down below, then I will more than gladly do so. So when I initially started teaching this spec, I did used to show a lot of model responses, but then what I found was that students often simply just mimic that response, and this completely defeated the objective of this question. Yes, you could very easily copy or imitate a response, but there really is something you can take away from this question that will be a lot more long lasting for you if you did it yourself. If you really want a model response, and the best answers are the very extracts you have in the reading sections, which are already provided in the paper. Those extracts literally are embedded with a plethora of techniques and structural variations, more than you could ever need to get top marks for this question. So in one of my previous videos, I've attached the extract for the November 2019 exam, and this description was about Zoe and how she was having a great time in the mountains with her husband, and then all of a sudden, completely unexpectedly, an avalanche had hit them, and in the end we're left to wonder about the fate of our protagonist. See, the question for this could have been, write a description where a natural disaster takes place, or there could have been a picture of a mountain or a peak or something. I think you can see the point that I'm trying to get at. If you simply study previous extracts like this, you can pluck out various techniques and shift in focuses and other structural formats and integrate this into your own writing. Just go and just read 3 or 4 previous extracts, analyze them, and try writing your own version. I can guarantee your writing will drastically improve at least a grade or 2 just by doing that. This is a creative writing question of the paper, and 16 hefty marks are allocated just for your spelling, punctuation, and grammar. So guys, don't be negligent of that. Pay close attention to structuring your sentences, reread it back to yourselves. You'd be surprised how many students get into the moment and just leave a word out here or there in the sentences because they thought they put it in because they were talking it through in their heads. So do read back and do check your spelling and punctuation, full stops, commas, etc. Now, because you guys stayed until the very end, this is a bonus tip just for you guys. If you really want to do well in this question, then the easiest way to get close to full marks is to cheat. No, there's actually not even a need to do that. But this next piece of advice is so obvious and out there that I simply don't understand why more students don't adopt it. And that is, write and practice a few responses beforehand. Practicing creating your own model responses so that when you do reach the exam, you don't even need to think about every technique or how to come up with a completely novel plot. You can simply adapt your previous responses to this question. This way, you don't need to fry your brain, and you most certainly won't be looking at the page with a clueless expression. Like I've said so many times beforehand, make sure you're prepared before you walk into the exam, as it will make a huge difference. Well, I hope you found this one to be of some value to you. If you've done so, don't forget to leave us a like, comment, and share it around with your friends. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And on that note, my name is Amin, and I will catch up with you another time.